What's going on, XRP Ripple holders? They're now seeing what we see. And in this video, I want to break down some of the things we've been talking about for the last several weeks and months. You guys know I've been making some plays on XRP in the short term, right? Like some short-term swing trades. When we get down to certain levels, I'm longing XRP over on the futures market, and I'm also adding to my spot bags as well, my long-term holdings. And what's funny is I'm kind of doing my research this morning, seeing what news articles are out there as it relates to XRP. And I came across a article that basically referenced what we've been saying all along, at least the last several weeks. So maybe somebody's out there listening to our videos, or maybe they're just keen on price action like we are too. So regardless, we'll get into that. We'll talk a little bit about the overall market. We're holding up pretty well actually here as we enter into the weekend. And so that's good to see. And then we also have some very interesting patterns playing out with XRP that some people have drawn a parallel to Tesla stock, which I thought was fascinating because Tesla stock kind of underperformed for a really long time, like XRP, before it really had a massive breakout. And so we'll take a look at that as well in this video. So jam-packed for you guys. Go ahead and hit the like button right now. It's totally free. And also subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate you guys. Super grateful for you guys coming back. And I know a lot of people locked in on the weekends because, you don't have work to worry about. You kind of go back, look at your holdings. I think that's a good time to do it right now. See what you hold. See if you're prepared for, what's coming when this run, comes back and the market starts to fire back up. And we'll also take a look at something Donald Trump recently said this morning as well, just related to tariffs, the economy, all of that. So let's dive into the chart here first. We're sitting at 214, and this is what I'm talking about. Every single time here in the last 3-4 months that we've come down to the $2 mark, we tend to bounce off it extremely hard. So it happened back in December twice, back on the 9th and the 10th. You can see this where this red line is. Then it happened again in late December, happened in late December here again. So that's 4 times right there, bounced off of $2. Then we had the crazy wick down. If you guys remember in early February 3rd, that was a wild day. We wicked down to 179 before closing the day at 257. What an insane day that was. And then we also wicked down in late February, here in beginning of March. And then guess what? We did it 2 more times just this past week. And the last 4 or 5 times this has happened, I'm making a play. Meaning I'm taking a trade. Anytime we get down below $2, my automatic buys are being, put in right around 194, 195 is where I scooped it up last 2 times. I run it up to about 206, 205, and I take my profits off the table just like that. And don't get greedy, right? Like that's the key when you're looking at these short-term moves. You can't ask for, massive gains, but take those, 6, 7% gains, sometimes even 2, 3%. And it's a win, right? And I've also been adding to my, bags as well. So this article I was referencing says, is $2 the new 50 cent for XRP? This is literally what I just said in I think my last XRP video. Here's how often XRP tested $2 since November. And they kind of outlined this whole thing. I guess Good Morning Crypto Show called attention to this development. We've been saying this though for a while. So maybe the folks over at Good Morning Crypto have been listening. By the way, actually was speaking with some of them. Of course, Eleanor Tourette's over there from Fox Business now. They're really growing out their ecosystem. I'm supposed to go on as a guest here in the upcoming weeks. So really excited about that. I'll give you guys more insight into that once I have more details. But there are some factors keeping XRP above $2. That's for sure. And it mostly has to do with big wallet holders. Okay. And very similar to the 50 cent level, the big wallet holders like to hold floors, right? Because then they dictate price action and they can manipulate price action in their favor. That's exactly what's happening here. Now, last month, Donald Trump mentioned XRP among the 5 digital assets to be included in a U.S. digital asset reserve. I think this has people, wanting to stack more XRP now. Although the official executive order did not include XRP, enthusiasts have remained confident that the coin will be featured in the stockpile alongside Cardano and Solana, which were the other ones mentioned. Lastly, speculation suggests that the United States SEC will approve at least one XRP ETF this year from the list of 11 filings. According to my count, we're up to 18 filings. So cross-reference that, but I think Crypto Basic might be a little behind on that. I think we're up to 18 different filings now for XRP. Garlinghouse said that by the end of the year, he expects us to see XRP ETFs. He expects us to see Ripple's stablecoin, which, by the way, has been growing rapidly. Volume has been surging over there. He expects to see that as a top 5 stablecoin as well. And I do think that we're going to see a lot more institutional adoption toward the back half of this year, especially once we get into, a time where inflation isn't as, detrimental to the overall global economy as it is right now. So those are some things happening right now from price action, this $2 level. And then this article I found interesting. Can XRP repeat a similar run? Here's how much Tesla stock consolidated before spiking 2,400%. So they drew some parallels here to how XRP's been performing over the last 3, 4, 5 years. And of course, it's been held down in a lawsuit, but now it's showing some very interesting signs. And much like Tesla consolidated before a big price breakout, that's kind of what's happening with XRP. We're trading in a really tight window right now, anywhere from like $2.50 to $2. Of course, we had the big jump, with Trump getting in office, where we jumped all the way up to 340. We're sitting at 213 right now. Guys, keep in mind, before this big jump, we were all over this because of my trading indicator XT Algo. And I've been talking about this quite a bit on my spaces and things like this. I had this built back in 2023, and it has helped me significantly. So right here, the momentum up was essentially a buy signal thanks to XT Algo at 55 cents. You would have had a 503% return in 71 days if you would have just followed my signals with XT Algo. There's a link down below. You can get started today. It is a 30-day money-back guarantee. So essentially that means you could try the product risk-free for the first 30 days. And I walk you through how to use it. So when you become an XT Algo member, I've already put together a 20 to 30 minute step-by-step tutorial on how to use the product, how to set up your alerts. This way, when you're on the go, right, it's the weekend, you want to go out, whatever, you'll still be alerted on your phone that, hey, it might be a good time to buy XRP, or it might be a good time to buy Cardano. And I walk you through how to use it, how the interface works, and everything. So definitely give that a look. Link down below. If you want to come trade with me, I've got BITUNIX, I've got BTCC links down there. If you want to come trade, sign up. Chances to win up to $8,100 when you sign up with BITUNIX right now. So that's a huge offer. And those are going to be some lucky winners, just people who sign up and start trading under my link. So that's what we've got for you guys. The overall market holding up pretty decent, actually. We're up about a percentage point right now, $2.67 trillion market cap, with XRP outperforming everything else right now in the top 10. So that's good to see, up about 3.25%. So we'll be keeping tabs on everything for you this weekend. Don't forget to hit that like button again on your way out and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out all those links. We'll see you guys in the next one.